I want to welcome you back to Boxing Jabs, and tonight we're going to talk about the Magistrate Fox fight last night, in which Mykal Fox was not only robbed, he was robbed in broad daylight. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. And if you would like to make a donation, go to Cash App, Black Site 7. Mykal Fox last night fought the fight of his life, and he thought that he won a match and he would become the interim champion. But those in power in the WBA, those in management, and those who happen to be the promoter of this fighter, Magistrate, made a difference for him. Magistrate ended up winning a fight that he was even shocked that he won. He won a unanimous decision. And one of the cards had him 117, 110. That means since Magistrate got knocked out by Mykal Fox, that he possibly lost one round in a fight in which he was purely dominated by Mykal Fox. But this isn't the first time I have seen this. In the past, Marvin Hagler was robbed, and Marvin used to always talk about Vegas. But one of the fights I remember as a young kid, it was a fight between James Toney and this fighter named Tony the Tiger Williams. Most people will never remember this fight. This was a fight on ABC. And you know, back in the days before you would have a rematch or a big fight coming up, you would have a tune-up fight. And at the time, James Toney was champion. Tony the Tiger went into that ring and beat James Toney 10 out of 12 rounds. But he ended up losing that fight. The man was so distraught that he never fought again. He talked about the corruption of boxing, but nobody has ever done anything about it. We saw a young man last night who came after a couple of losses and ended up getting his chance to become interim champion. And most people could say, well, he can get a rematch. But sometimes that's your night. He may never have a night like that again. That belt that you see there, that WBA belt, would have been with him for the rest of his life. He could show his kids that I was interim champion of a division. He won't be able to do it. You know why? He didn't have the right manager. He didn't have the right promoter. He didn't have the right organization backing him. And we saw it in this fight. We saw a judge, a woman. Her name is Hernandez Aziz. She gave the fight to Maestre 117 to 110. And you wonder, where did she get that card from? You know where she got it from. That card was filled out before she even sat down. That card was made up and it was for him. But you know what? I recall another card just about a month ago. Castano and Charlo. 117, 110. The same exact card. And I had to say, did they fill that card out before the fight? And it seems like they did. And I saw a video by Fred in Boxing Conversation, and he showed how all these managers, promoters, all hook up behind different organizations. And many of you would know that Bob Arum owns the WBO. And it seems like certain organizations or someone like Al Heyman may have some connection into the WBA. Because it seems like before Maestre went into the ring, he had one card in his back pocket. And he may have had a couple of cards. So Mykal Fox never had a chance to really win this fight. No matter how great he fought, that remind me of Tony the Tiger Williams. Because I think that kid had that night against James Toney fought the fight of his life. But there was no way that was going to interrupt the fight between James Toney and Mykal second to none. And see, Mykal Fox was in the way. Mykal Fox was in the way. And how do they do that? If you fighting with certain organizations in your pocket, certain promoters, certain managers on certain people's territory, in which I mean, if you see fights in certain cities that promoters run, you're not going to get a fair shot. It's just like watching the Canelo-Floyd Mayweather fight. Everybody know that Floyd won 10 rounds, but somehow Canelo got a draw from one judge. That tells you that judge was already in Canelo's pocket through Golden Boy. This is why there needs to be a criminal organization, criminal investigation into the WBA and these other organizations, because some fighters will never get a fair shot. Mykal Fox never got a fair shot last night. He was so shocked that he lost. He had that Scooby-Doo look on his face. Like, what the hell just happened? And see, you can always say people's champ, the fans champ, but that don't matter, because that's not going to feed your children. That's not going to feed your future, in which you had an opportunity to have that belt, and that would have opened so many doors for Mr. Fox. So now he has to languish like so many fighters to fight his way back up to a position that he rightfully earned but was taken away by members of the WBA, Maestro's management, and the promoters of the fight. There will be no apologies for what just happened. We had a judge, a woman judge, who was racist. A woman, if you go to her Twitter account, she's got pictures of Michelle Obama calling her a monkey. She's got this pro-Trump support. But you can have whatever political views you want. But when you referee in a fight and you automatically got your mind made up, that shows some sort of criminality. We don't know what's going on. And Mykal Fox should ask for an investigation. Where is the feds with these organizations? This shit been going on since I've been a kid. This criminality, man, there's so many fights out here that people talk about in the past where they openly rob fighters, especially fighters what I call the visiting team. And Mykal Fox was the visiting team last night. So there is no way in hell they was going to let him walk out there with that interim championship. This is boxing. And you could talk about, I could talk about stuff Bob Arum has done, Don King. And this fight was a promotion of Al Heyman. Lou DiBella was right to call in the FBI, CIA, DIA, Border Patrol. Well, we can't call the Border Control because they don't know what they ain't doing a good job. But this just doesn't make any sense right here. And I'm sad to see this young man suffer this way. He put out his last tweet, Mykal Fox, people's champ. That's not good enough. Not when you have trained 6-7 weeks, fight the fight of your life. Could have had that belt around your waist. And all you get is some Twitter thank yous and people on YouTube fighting for you when there should be some sanctioning body going after the WBA. Nothing's going to happen. I want to thank you for listening to Boxing Jabs. I hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.